Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a good day. Alright, I'm excited because I got another video today which involves very much a love and hate relationship when it comes to personal finance, and that is credit cards. I can practically hear the guttural rage that people have towards credit cards. You're rolling your eyes. Heck, some people might even close a video as soon as they hear them. Alright, people love to hate credit cards. Well, I don't. At least not the way I use my credit card. So that's what I want to talk about today, guys. Credit cards. Why people hate them so much. Why do they have the bad reputation that they do? And then on the other hand, how do we use them the right way? How do they help people out? Because honestly, credit cards are like my favorite type of loan, and there's good reason for that. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard about how bad credit cards are and you should never use them. And most often, people hear this from their parents, okay? But why is it that they give this advice? Why is it they hate them so much? Like most things in life, it's not black and white, right? There's a little bit of gray, okay? And credit cards are no different, all right? Most of the time when people tell you not to use them, to stay away, many times their reasons are actually valid, okay? They're just trying to help you out. But it's also true that maybe they are telling you this because they got themselves into trouble and they didn't use it the right way. All right. A lot of the times when it comes to the bad side of credit cards, it's because people don't use them responsibly and the error lies with the user. I don't mean to come across that way, but it's true. When it comes to money and personal finance, sometimes people just don't really think about what they're doing. And if they use something the wrong way and they can't really see the consequences that are going to come because of that, well, then it's not going to be a surprise when things go bad. So what is it that people say? All right, let's start off with the bad stuff. They normally say things like, oh, such and such company's credit card, ruined my credit, right? Or this bank's credit card, the interest rate is so high and I can never seem to pay it off. Or credit cards are evil, right? You shouldn't be spending money that you don't have. It's normally something like that. And here's the truth. Every single one of those points is true, right? Credit cards, they can make you drown in a sea of debt. They can have a crazy interest rate that's just making you throw away money. They can ruin your credit. But that's only if you want to use the credit card that way. That's only if you don't educate yourself on how they work. But that's not going to be a problem because we're learning about it today. All right? Now look, I know I just painted a pretty doom and gloom picture about credit cards right now, but honestly, I feel the exact opposite way about them. I love them. I tell everyone I know about them, get a credit card, just make sure you use it the right way. In fact, I use credit cards as my main building block into helping people build credit. But why is it that I love them when so many other people hate them? Well, let's start off with my favorite thing about them, and that is they are the only loan that I know of that month in, month out, you do not have to pay any interest if you don't want to. $0 in interest, okay? That is huge. Car loans, house loans, student loans, pretty much any other type of loan that I know of, you are forced to pay interest, okay? Credit cards, you do not have to. Now, how is this possible? First, let's understand how a credit card works, okay? When you go to a store or you buy something online with your credit card, the money doesn't come out of your bank account. Okay, it goes onto your credit card balance and you have to pay that balance off at a later date. Okay, so you use your credit card, you spend a certain amount of money, you get a bill from the credit card company that says, this is how much you spent, this is your minimum payment, and this is your due date. Okay, that's it. Now, what you do when you make that payment is going to determine whether you pay interest or not. So this is very, very important. If you pay off the full amount that you spent, you will not pay interest ever. Okay? If I use my credit card and I spend $300 a month and I go to make my payment and I pay $300, I will not pay a penny in interest. That's why I love them. I don't have to pay interest ever. In 8 years of using a credit card, I've never paid interest. Now, if you decide not to pay off everything, then guess what? You will pay interest, okay? If my minimum payment is only $25 and I spent $300, right? Let's say I pay the $25, I'm going to pay interest on that remaining $275. Okay, that's not good. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so it's very important. The biggest rule when it comes to using a credit card: pay off your entire balance every single month, no questions asked, forever, always, until the end of time. Okay, pay it off. And as long as you do that, it won't matter what your credit card interest rate is. I mean, seriously, my card company could call me up tomorrow and say, hey, Michael, we're going to go ahead and raise your rate up to about 1,000,000% interest. I'd be like, that's pretty dumb, but I really wouldn't care too much. Why wouldn't I care if they did that? Because think about it. You pay interest on whatever is left over after you make your payment. So because I always pay off everything in full, whatever's left over is $0. So what's 1,000,000% interest on $0? Zero. So that's the main reason why I love them, because I pay it all off and I don't pay interest. Now some of you guys are going to say, so what? Who cares? I don't pay interest when I use my debit card. And I get that, but I'm not done yet, so let me keep going. All right, my next favorite thing about it is the rewards. Like, I love these, okay? Between cashback cards and travel reward cards or department store cards, right? So these companies are going to pay you to use their credit cards. For the longest time, I used a cashback credit card and I got 1% back on everything that I spent, and it was awesome. Every year I'd make a couple $100, and well, that's not crazy money. If someone said, hey, I'm gonna give you a free $400, would you take it? I would, and I did. So it's really, really cool. In fact, I recently switched over because I'm traveling more now, and I got a travel rewards credit card. And 2 weeks ago, when I went to Chicago and I bought plane tickets, I didn't pay a penny for them. I just used my rewards, and bam, 2 plane tickets for $0. Love it. So this is why I use my credit card for everything. Gas, bills, groceries, utilities, just going out. Anything that I spend, I put it on my credit card. I pay it all off at the end of the month so I don't pay interest, but I still get all those rewards. It's awesome. I will never use my debit card really ever again unless it's an emergency. So the rewards. So it's one of my favorite aspects of a credit card. Now I'm going to pause here real quick and just kind of make you guys aware of something. Let's go back to rule number 1 when it comes to credit cards, and that is pay off your entire balance every month, right? These credit cards that have rewards built into them, they're super cool. That's what I use. They're great, but they normally come at a higher interest rate, okay? So it is imperative that you pay off your card balance in full each month, because what is the point of earning, let's say, $200 a year in cash back if you're not going to pay it off in full? You'll pay interest and pay the bank $800 a year in interest. All right, that doesn't work out in your favor. So please make sure to pay it off in full. That's most important. Then comes the rewards. I would also let you know that a lot of these cashback or travel reward cards normally have an annual fee attached to them. If you're just starting out building credit, I probably wouldn't mess with a card that has an annual fee. Okay, just make sure that you get one that doesn't have an annual fee. Maybe you can get like a little bit of cash back on there, but just make sure you're using it the right way first. Okay, make sure you're paying everything on time, paying it off in full. That's most important. All right, so get that down first. Don't pay fees, don't pay interest. Okay, now I hear the other people saying, you know what? I use my debit card, and every time I use it, it rounds my purchases up to the nearest dollar, and it moves it over to my savings account, right? It's a big whoop. I get rewards too. Okay, well, I'd rather have free money, and what they're doing is just moving money from your checking account to your savings account, but still, there's even more benefits to using a credit card, all right? Your credit score. Credit cards are my absolute favorite way to build credit, and why is that? Well, if you watch my last video when I talked about, what your credit score is and how it helps you and how it works, you'd remember that your capacity ratio is a huge portion of your credit score, and your capacity ratio directly ties in to how you use your credit cards. Okay, more basics on how credit cards work. These credit cards normally have like a limit associated with it. All right, it could be something small like $500, or it could be something crazy like $50,000. Whatever the number is, that limit means you cannot spend more than that, right? You can't have a balance greater than your limit. Now, if you want to build up a good credit score, you should certainly never, ever max out your credit card. But honestly, you shouldn't even spend more than 25% of your limit. All right, whatever your limit is, 500, 5,000, doesn't matter. Do not spend more than 25% of your limit. It's okay to spend less, but it is not okay to spend more. All right, so just stay under that limit, and certainly never, ever max it out. even if you pay it off in full. Don't max out your card because it's terrible for your credit. And we're not here to do that, all right? We're here to do things the right way to help us out, to put us in a strong financial position, all right? So pay on time, pay in full, and stay under less than 25%. Those are the main things that you need to follow when you use a credit card. If you do that, I promise you it will absolutely help you build a very, very strong credit score. All right, so let's recap here. When I use my credit cards, I can build my credit score, I can earn free money, and all of that while not paying any interest or any fees. Okay, does that sound evil to you? Does that sound like credit cards are like the bane of your existence? It doesn't to me, but honestly, I get it. Guys, credit cards got the reputation that they have for a reason, okay? There are credit card companies out there that, they don't educate you on how they work. They don't tell you how interest rate works. They don't tell you about their fees. They're never straightforward with their policies. Okay, those companies are out there. So I would make sure that if you are thinking about getting a credit card, do your research. Make sure you're getting it from a good company. And there's so many reviews out there online that it's pretty easy to find out, hey, is this a good one or a bad one? And if you have any questions about one, just email me, let me know, and I can kind of, give you my advice. But just make sure that your card company is straightforward with you, they're honest, and they're people that you want to do business with, right? And if that's what you find, then you should have no problems as long as you use it the right way. So I really hope this cleared up some misconceptions that people have about credit cards, that they don't seem nearly as bad anymore, because guys, they're a great tool. As long as you have the self-discipline to use it the right way, they will help you do so many things for your personal finance. So just make sure that you're doing that, you educate yourself, because all this stuff is so easy to do. But that's all I've got for today, guys. I hope you have a good one, and like always, if you have any questions, let me know, but have a good day. Take care. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.